Hello hackers, welcome back. This is Rogue SMG and today let's get some URLs. Again, if you haven't watched the previous videos, I highly recommend you to watch those and then come back just so that you will have a basic understanding of what we are trying to do here and we'll be on the same level. With that said, let's have a quick recap. What do we have until now? We have some subdomains, we have some port scans, we have some directories, we have the technology stacks, and we also have the JavaScript files for our website. Now the next thing we are looking at are the URLs. And as we talk about URLs, the most basic thing that might come to your head is fire up Bob, open up your target website and just traverse through the whole site, clicking all the buttons, trying to get all the endpoints proxied through Bob and having them all in your target tab. While this is a perfectly valid method and an obvious one which we definitely are going to do, but before that we should be doing something else as well. And why? Because there is one small issue with this method. Let's say our target is abc.com. Now abc.com initially started on WordPress and was using WordPress as its CMS for quite some time. But recently the organization decided to port the whole website to Drupal instead of WordPress. Now what the developer did is, instead of removing the whole WordPress path or WordPress version of the site, they just installed Drupal alongside of WordPress. But the WordPress version of the site is not used anymore. So those paths are not accessible. They are working, but they are not accessible as such. So we can say that if the path was abc.com/wp/something, now the path of the website is abc.com/dp/something. Now as we discussed, the WP part still exists, but we are not able to access that because there is no functionality which actually interacts with anything inside that WP folder or that path. But because of that, even if you try to bang your head against the wall, you are never going to get /wp URLs from Bob by interacting with the website. Obviously, right? And that is why we are here, to get some extra URLs or the old URLs for our target. Now understand that each and everything that ever appears on the web get logged somewhere on the internet. Maybe there is some web archive which keeps log of each and everything that ever appeared on the internet, or maybe a cached copy or version of any website is stored on Google or any other search engine because it was crawled at some point by the web crawlers for SEO purposes or whatever reason. The basic point here is each and everything that ever appears on the internet gets logged somewhere or has a very high probability to get logged somewhere on the internet. And this is what we are going to take advantage of today. Now there are some organizations which keeps track of all the websites or all the URLs belonging to any organization which ever appeared on the internet. For example, there is a log of how Google looked or how the Google homepage looked 5 years back today itself. There is a log of that as well, just to give you an example. And one such organization is archive.org or the Wayback Machine. And we are going to use the Wayback Machine to find some URLs. Now you might be thinking, why are we trying to find the URLs? Well, let me explain by giving you another example. Let's say a website used some CMD parameter which did some functionality and it was vulnerable to command injection. Now someone reported to the site or they knew somehow internally, but what they decided to do is they decided to replace that parameter and instead add new parameters and use those in the function. But now there are some server side checks on those functions and thus they are no longer vulnerable to command injection. But the old parameters are still present. They are just not being used anymore. So if you try to append those as get parameters, assuming that those were get parameters, obviously, if you try to add those parameters in the URL and try command injection there, you might be successful. And if we can find this URL through the Wayback Machine or any other resource, it's an easy win for you, right? It is hardly 15 minutes of work which will give you a P1 bug, a critical. So that is obviously good, right? This was just one example. The possibilities here are endless. The URLs are like a gateway to a lot of bugs. There can be information disclosures, there can be IDOS, there can be SSRF, there can be command injection as we discussed. The possibilities are actually endless. So now you know how and why are we trying to get the URLs. Now let's look at some tools which will help us to do the same thing. Now there are basically two things which we are trying to look at, or two tools which we are going to see today. The first one is Wayback Machine and second one is Gao or Get URL. Now let's look at what is Wayback Machine. It is also known as archive.org or Wayback Machine. What it basically does is let's just see it in action. So you just input any website or any host. This is just one way to use Wayback Machine. We'll see another way in a few moments, but just let's look at this for now. So you just enter the name of the URL or any web page that you want to see the historic data of. Let's just see google.com and click on browse history. Now see, it will show all the data of google.com and how that particular page looked at that particular point of time. Interesting, right? Let's just see. It was first appeared in 1998 and November 11. Let's just see how it looked at November 11. And here it also shows the exact time at which the snapshot was taken. Sorry for the internet, it's just way too fast. And this is how the web page looked like. Welcome to Google search engine prototype. Works on prototype. It's much more open. You can just check the source code as well, what it looked. If there were any previous JavaScript files, you could check those. You could click around and see what the hyperlinks does or what the buttons do. See, you have all these buttons. There might be some buttons. The subscribe button is not available anymore. You can try looking at what buttons were being used, what endpoints were being called, what JavaScript files were being used, anything like that. And this was Wayback Machine. Now this is just to give you a visual idea or get some files for any particular domain or a subdomain, one at a time. But what if you just want to get all the URLs which ever appeared on the internet for any particular organization or any particular domain? For example, Dell.com. What if we want all the URLs of Dell.com and not traverse or manually visit through each of the subdomain of Dell.com and see how it looked at certain point of time? We have two tools for that, Wayback URLs and Gao. The first one is Wayback URLs and it is by none other than Tom Nom Nom, the legendary guy. Let's have a look at its GitHub page and see what it says. It's a Go tool, so installation is fairly easy. Just go get this URL and the users is quite simple as well. Just cat any domains if you have into Wayback URLs and redirect the output to any text file or JSON or most probably text file. Let's have a look. Now this is my VPS and these were all the data which we found except for Gao and Wayback URLs, which we'll see today. Now let's just test Wayback URLs for test.com and just pipe the output to maybe test.txt. Let's see. And why I am trying to show this to you on test.com and not Dell.com is because I know Dell.com has a lot of URLs and that is why it will take quite some time to fetch all the URLs, and we obviously do not want to sit here all day waiting for the output of a single tool, quite obviously. So yeah, that is why. Let's see how many URLs did we find. And yeah, these are all the URLs, or these are the type or varieties of URLs it found wherever it found test.com or any subdomains of test.com as well. So nothing interesting apart from robots.txt. Never mind, I'll show you what Dell has and what you might maybe come across. Okay, let's just see how many URLs did it find. And as you saw, it was quite fast. Maybe it took 5 seconds max. Let's see. So it found 345 URLs in almost 2 to 3 seconds. Now let's check how many URLs did it find for Dell.com, including all its subdomains. Keep that in mind. So it found almost 375 or 73,000 URLs belonging to Dell.com and its subdomains only from the Internet Archive, one single source. This is an insane number, right? Let's just see how it looks like, or what kind of URLs can you expect. So these are any URLs which were ever accessed publicly, or which were ever accessed by anyone and were publicly available. And of course that is the reason they got crawled or logged somewhere, because they were publicly available. You might see very weird results, and keep in mind many of these might not be working, as the functionalities or the paths might have been changed, the names might have been changed, anything might have happened, but that doesn't stop us to check for all the URLs. Just have a look at it. So you get a basic idea. These are how the URLs look. So this was Wayback URLs. Now the second one is Gao, or Get All URLs. It is a tool by Corbin Leo, and he is also another great guy. You should check this out. I'll post the GitHub in the description below as always. You could check out those tools. This is again a tool in Go, and along with Internet Archive, it uses two more sources to fetch all the URLs. And thus you can imagine that there'll be a lot more URLs which we can find using Gao other than Wayback URLs. Why? Because it has two more sources. That was quite obvious. Yeah. It also has a fairly simple syntax. You can just printf a domain and pipe it to Gao, or pipe a file of subdomains to Gao. Let's just see it in action. Gao test.com. Again, the same reason, Dell has so many URLs, and that is why I'm showing this to you on test.com for the sake of this video. Right off the bat, you can see we found some different URLs on test.com. Let's see. Oh, we forgot to pipe it. Let's see how many we can find, or how many does Gao find. Okay, seem quite a lot. Let's see. test2.txt. How many? So it has 4,709 lines. And how many did we find using Wayback URLs? Around 375, right? 345. So that's a huge difference, and a lot more URLs which we found using Gao. Again, keep in mind there might be a lot of false positive, and many of those URLs or links might give you 404 errors or unauthorized errors, but you should always check each and every one of them out. Any of those URLs might give you a very easy win. You got to check them out. Now again, let's see how many URLs it found for Dell.com. And yeah, and as you can see, it took 2 to 3 seconds for just counting the number of lines. So you can imagine. And it has what I'll have to count as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 18 million or almost 19 million URLs it found belonging to Dell.com. This is an insane number, obviously. And let's see how those URLs look like. 19 million URLs. Take some time to load, or might not load at all. Let's just try to cat it if it works. Okay, so it does work, and as you can see, all the URLs or any URL whichever appeared and was public, or someone tried to access it publicly, is logged, and we get that URL, and we can try to find any vulnerable parameter, or we can try to find any vulnerable endpoint, or if there's some endpoint which works by the ID of the user, we can try IDOS. Endless possibilities. That's the thing. Okay, stop. So that was it for today, guys. You see how we fetch the URLs, you saw why we fetch the URLs, and we saw some tools which make our life and work easier, made by the awesome people in our community. Thank you so much for watching. Like if you enjoyed or learned something out of it. Subscribe, for I'll keep posting all such videos, and comment down below what you try to do to fetch those URLs. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.